Water really is the source of life, whether it be for drinking water, for humans, for environmental flows in our rivers and our streams, or just for maintaining public hygiene and really to keep us alive. My name is Randi Kim, and I'm the Utilities Director for the City of Grand Junction. As Utilities Director, I'm responsible for the operation and service of our water supply and treated water delivery to our community, as well as our wastewater system. We have an extensive sewer collection system that transports dirty water to our wastewater treatment plant and then returns clean water to the Colorado River. When the City of Grand Junction was first formed, our first water supply was directly from the Colorado River. The city and residents experienced waterborne illnesses and just not very good quality water. And at that time, the city forefathers were really in search of a good water supply. So it was determined that the city would explore some pristine water sources, and they looked around the entire valley and identified the Canna Creek watershed as a good supply. We were so lucky to have that forethought to obtain that water supply early in the development of the city. Right behind us is our Juniata Reservoir, which is our terminal reservoir. It collects water from 17 reservoirs that we have on the top of the Grand Mesa, but the Juniata Reservoir is really critical part of our infrastructure because it allows us to store about 1 year's of supply of water for the city, and that really helps us with drought response and water storage throughout the runoff season. We serve about half of the city of Grand Junction. Our service area covers about 30,000 people within the city of Grand Junction for drinking water and for water that's used in the households. Commercial businesses and industries rely on this water. And then, of course, we use water within the city for fire control, for fire protection of our city. This level's lower than normal. We're at about 6,500 acre feet right now. We typically have closer to 7,000 acre feet. This year, our snowpack is lower than normal. We're at about 75 to 80% of normal in the snowpack. As the weather gets warmer earlier in the spring, that runoff will come off earlier. The other thing is, since we have had drought, the soil moisture is really low. So a lot of that moisture from the snowpack is getting absorbed into the soil and is not running off. Cloud seeding is really a critical part of us managing our watershed. We manage a number of these cloud seeders across the watershed, not only the city's watershed, but across the entire region to help increase the chance for additional snow to hit our watershed. What we're asking all of our citizens to do is be aware and understand how your water use can affect the supply and practice good water conservation measures. One of the things that we've been doing over the past couple of years is just really looking at our infrastructure and the condition of our infrastructure, and then looking at future demands of water to serve our city. So we've been investing a lot of money into replacing aging infrastructure, including one of the primary water supply lines from Juniata Reservoir to the city's treatment plant. Similarly, we've done a lot of work at the water treatment plant to upgrade infrastructure, and then throughout our water distribution system to replace some of those aging lines. The other part is really planning for the future. There's still a lot of opportunity for growth and infill projects, and we have been working closely with our community development department as they've completed the comprehensive plan to look at the next 50 years. My favorite part of the job is being part of the community and serving our community. As I said, water is the source of life. It's so critical for our economy and our public health. We have a lot of dependency on this water source.